siya mfethu kenzakaleni mfana mfethu what happened?
I know icimile one esigodini hey
Two.
icimile one esigodini yazi bit disappointing
Very
disappointing for it's a second loss in a space of 3 days. I think we lost on Wednesday, then we're losing over the weekend.
Yeah.
And for a cup that we thought it's gonna be an easy walk, especially coming to this game, you realize that Mamelodi Sundowns just lost their game, so we knew that Orlando Pirates are the favorite now to take this. So yeah, it was actually surprising, and again we can give credit to Kaizer Stars, man. They played their hearts out. Those guys, I love the energy. The coach, I think the coach came with an idea, and it was simple that you win every second ball. You win every second ball whenever you play with Orlando Pirates, and don't give Orlando Pirates too much respect. Those guys were arrogant. It's like they're playing in a PSL, in a Betway.
In fact, they can moor so many teams in the PSL. Yeah,
definitely. They played much better than teams that are in PSL.
Yeah.
So I'm saying those guys, they didn't give Orlando Pirates respect. They were aggressive. And they were able to anticipate space, and they were able to make runs that we were not able actually. Because if you look at the game, I think 20 seconds into the game, they had a shot.
They had a shot, yeah.
They had a shot, and we're like, okay, this is a wake-up call. And now we could see that the more the game goes forward, the more they gain momentum.
Yeah.
And I think that aggression, I think it started to build up amongst each and every one of them. And even the goalkeepers, the back four of them, it was solid, man. So I will just give credit to them. Because one thing when you play with Orlando Pirates, if you give them too much respect, they're gonna punish you. But today, we struggled. And I think we almost had our best lineup that we had actually today.
Yeah.
And they struggled to break a crazy guy for 120 minutes. That tells you something that these guys, they didn't come here to respect Orlando Pirates. They came here for one thing, that is to get a results. And they wanted a draw, and they got a draw. And they knew that when going to penalties, it's a lottery. It's 50-50. We can get a point, or we can get a win from penalties. And of which it happened. Penalties are lottery.
Yeah. So looking at the Wadu's starting lineup, were you happy with his starting lineup? Were you happy with looking at his substitutions?
Not entirely. I was happy with the lineup, but I was not happy with what I saw on the bench.
Yeah.
So I think Coach Wadu, I think this momentum, whatever this habit of his is continuing, because now each and every game we're seeing those drastic changes again. Those drastic changes, even though they're not happening in the lineup, but they are there in the bench.
Yeah.
Because now we start asking questions like, we saw this person on Wednesday. We saw these kind of players on the bench, but today we didn't see any of them on the bench. So you start asking questions like, what is he doing again? Is he going back to his first 2 games of the season? If you look at as things are, he's doing that.
Yeah.
All the new signings are always on the bench.
Yeah.
All the new signings are always on the bench.
Angela, Andre de Jong actually started as a number 9. Is that his original position according to you?
No. Remember, even him, he did say, actually, I think he was asked about, I think a week ago when he was interviewed, and he said he plays much better when he plays half 10 and half 9. He's not a typical number 9, he's not a typical number 10, but he can play in half position. Hence, again, we'll refer back to what the position he was playing as Stellenbosch. He was not playing as number 9. Ashley Cupido was playing as number 9. So we can see that he was playing those positions as half 9, half 10.
Yeah.
So even today, you could see that he was playing much better when he was in a deeper role.
Yeah.
But when he's supposed to be in the box, he was not doing that. So this is where it goes back to that question that we discussed when we were in Polokwane, like, are we going to regret having to lose Mabasa?
Mabasa, yes. I feel like we started to regret.
And we had that conversation, and I said to you, I don't think Mutuma and Mahopa can give us 10 goals from January until end of the season.
Even hat-tricks, like, I don't think they are a player on my hat-tricks, both of them actually. Yeah.
So far, how many goals Mutuma has on the league?
I think it's less than 5.
It's less than 5,
Yeah.
same as Mahopa. Those are our strikers.
Yeah.
So now it tells you the difference, like, this coach is not willing to use senior players that we had. He was more focused on that, I want to build the new guys. And that's what he does. He didn't, according to him, he had to boost a Radio Pan and Mbutuma.
Yeah.
He was going to let go of Mahopa as well.
Sure.
So we were going to suffer. So you can see that the idea for him is that he wants to overhaul the whole squad of Orlando Pirates. The squad that we used to, he just wanted to make it a drastic changes now. But now, the thing is now, the results
Yeah.
are starting to drop now.
Yeah, they're starting to drop. Yeah. Well, how does it make you feel actually to see Uguti Orlando Pirates is actually number 1 on the league, but looking at the top 5 or top 6, yeah, my highest goal scorers, there are not even single Orlando Pirates players there.
This is where the concern comes in.
Yeah.
Because we knew, as Orlando Pirates, we know that Mabasa was always on there. Even though Mufuking and Apolis will get goals there, and Tito are getting 3-4 goals a season, we'll know that it wasn't much, but our striker, everyone was supplying Mabasa.
Yeah.
Mabasa is a box-to-box striker. We know he always scores goal for us. So it wasn't a matter of questionable, because we know that he was going to score a hat-trick. Whenever you give him 5 chances, he's going to score 3 goals and miss 2. If you give him 3 chances, he's going to score 2 and miss 1, or 2. Either one of the chances is going to give you a goal. So I think now it's actually a matter of question marks again on Coach Wadu. And I think his aggression is actually starting to cost us.
Yeah.
It's costing us actually the results. And looking at this today's game, I think it was a clear indication of what we saw on Wednesday. We had our discussion that, okay, I think he's losing a dressing room based on what you saw on Wednesday. But today it was clear that he actually lost the dressing room at Orlando Pirates. It's just a matter of fact. It's just a matter of moment. We see something coming out like, okay, now this is what was happening. This was happening behind the scene. Because at some point we don't understand why he says Mahupa is injured. Is he injured on the training, or the last game against Marumo he got injured? He didn't specify on that. He didn't specify when Batako picked up the knock. So you can see that the players that he know that Orlando Pirates fans will always prefer, or always wish to see on the bench, or even if you don't play him on the bench, we always have question marks.
Yeah.
He just comes in and says these players are injured. Today I think he's going to be asked about Mbule as well.
Yeah.
He needs to tell us where is Mbule, because Mbule was on the bench during the week. He didn't play. Today he was not even on the bench. He was not even on the stand. So we want to know what's happening there.
Masindi Nemtanjela, he's been starting our games and finishing them without being a Masindi that we know, who played beautifully Magasafia Orlando Pirates. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, that's why again goes back to Coach Wadu. He's killing the boy.
Yeah.
He's killing the boy. Masindi, we know Masindi was capable of doing the great work he was doing. We praised him when he was playing in Orlando. We always see him game to game providing assist, making Mbule Apollos tick whenever he is on the pitch. But now he's starting to overuse him even when we're playing negative.
Yeah.
And now that turns him attention on him, like, okay, now Masindi is playing each and every game, but we're not getting any product and any positive results. Why can't he, even on the game that we see that Masindi is not on the game, he doesn't protect Masindi.
Yeah.
He's always throwing him into the deep. He always throws him on the deep. So now we end up looking at this boy and saying, now, is Masindi his favorite player? And it looks like that, because he's always playing him on that game. So now this is what I'm saying, the concern comes to Masindi, that he's going to start losing confidence himself. But he's going to play because coaches put him on play. But he's not playing because he's freely now. So it's more of a coach's instruction. It's again a player that he came with from Marumo Gallants. Yeah. So now he's starting to say that I can rely on Masindi. Even when things are not going well, I can rely on Masindi. But you can see that he's destroying the boys' confidence. And I think it's going to turn a lot of fans against Masindi. Masindi is a good boy. He's a good player. Everyone knows what he does. But because of the favoritism of a coach, we don't mind. We know we have a Denson, we have a Shenko, we have Mbule, we have Mbatas. All those guys can play. We don't need to see Masindi playing each and every game. During the week, he played 90 minutes. Today, he played 120 minutes. There was no need.
There was no need.
You could see that Orlando Pirates was struggling.
Yeah.
You could have played, from 60 minutes, you could have put Marigo and Denson to give a different dimension to these guys. Because now they were able to block Makaula and Masindi.
Yeah.
They were not able to move. So now, the coach again, that's saying aggression of killing players. That's what it does for Masindi. I think hopefully can save him before things goes worse. Because now, if he's gonna disappear, we're not gonna see Masindi until the rest of the season, I think so.
I don't like talking much about the coach's jobs and everything like that. But do you think just because of he won 2 trophies, he's currently number 1 on the log? Do you think he can relax and think, because no, my job is actually safe, despite the fact that Orlando Pirates actually brought him depth because of they wanted the league?
I think it's actually becoming clear now. I mean, the arrogance that he has now during the second half of the season, it tells that he knows that my job is safe.
Yeah.
I've won the hearts of Orlando Pirates fans. I won 2 cups, so I mean, okay, third cup with that one additional, but it's like my job is safe. So I think he's aggressive now. You can see that. Hence, I'm seeing looking at what he does now, he doesn't respect senior players at Orlando Pirates. Because it's easy for him to go to the medias and say whatever he says about players, about how he doesn't like who and who is what. So it does tell you that there's something with him, that the arrogance is there, that my job is safe, and you can see that the players are starting to react. When was the last time you saw Tito doing what he was doing today in Orlando?
It's been long.
Ever since Coach Ward came in, Tito was no longer doing this. But because now you can tell that even Tito's like, no, I'm not gonna listen to this instruction. I know he's gonna bench me for the next game, but I'm gonna do what I want. I'm in Orlando. I want to play. I want to make the crowd go crazy. So now that's what he does, and we might not see Tito Katavi. We might not see Tito Katavi because of what he did today.
Which is actually gonna be a problem, because of that's actually the current king of the Soweto derby. So if there's no Tito, so we're singing it.
That's what I'm saying. Because now with Coach Wadu, you're always going to be surprised with what he's going to bring on who's going to select on the game. We know we have players that are capable, but the combination is what surprises us every game.
Mamela Siane, as a Buccaneer fan, do you have hope in league with Isasa Kona in the back?
Not really. I won't say the league is in the back, looking at how the current situation at Orlando Pirates is happening. But I think if you can look at the squad that we have, go back to drawing boards. We don't need to use young players. We need experience to win a league. We did sign a player that can take us to the final game of the season and win the league. But the coach is more now relying on the youngsters. He keeps emphasizing on this thing that he needs young players who can be motivated and doing this. Yes, we don't mind. Mbutuma is doing the good job, but he is not scoring goals. He is not clinical. So you need experienced players. Even we know with experienced players, even when the tough games, they will get to that one goal. They can manage game to like it's easy to deal with experienced players than the young. The young players can get overhauled because of the game. Some games are bigger for youngsters. So he needs to protect players like that. So I think for him to get rid of the senior players, that's when he lost the control. Because now you look at the likes of CBC now, he's the only senior player who's there in the back, and he's lacking. CBC is off form. And I don't know if no one is picking this up, but CBC is costing CMA's a potential of winning a defend of the season. Because he's always, and the lack of trust from Sipho Chine. China doesn't trust CBC. I saw this in FNB. I saw this today because we saw Sipho Chabazane coming to start the lineup today. Sipho was not playing with CBC. He was always playing with Chabazane.
Is this actually the time for, last question, is this actually the time for the coach to unleash Chabazane full time? Pairing is also a type of Sosisane as well.
I think he's going to unleash Chabazane because remember he just came in from where? Marumo Gallants. That was his player last season. So we might not see CBC in coming games but I think he's going to bring Siema back. But we might not see CBC for longer time. Then he's going to bring a combination of Siema and Chabazane. Because remember, I said to you, the new players, it's his favorite players. Siema and Chabazane are new in the Orlando Pirates, so he's going to prefer that.
Daniel Msendame, what do you think of him so far?
No, he's not taking at Orlando Pirates. He's not taking at Orlando Pirates. You know, it reminds me of that guy who came from Angola, Gilberto.
Gilberto, yes.
There was a hype behind him, but whenever you get to see what he does, the energy, you can see the ideas there, but I think, you know, sometimes switching teams can be cannot be problematic because now he's not the same Sendai that I saw in Marumo Gallants, because even when he has to take one-on-one, he's struggles. He can't pass a one player. So even when you can see the ideas there, but the energy is there. That's one thing I like about him. The energy is there. He can defend, but now it goes back to that thing like, I know coach trusts me. I'm playing for my coach. He's not playing the football that he normally does. He's not doing the same thing he was doing at Marumo Gallants under the coach. Is it Latif or something? The new guy, the young guy. Yes, he's not doing the same thing that he's doing now. He's playing for Coach Wadu now, listening to coach's instructions. So
Mpanaka, ngicela sivale mfethu. Hard luck to abapagania bafethu. Na kanjani ipagania liphela umoya niyazi. Up the Pakistan ko.